I am never going to use these fragrances again, and here's why. So, I like most of the fragrances that I try. You know, I have a pretty versatile palette, I would say. Nose, palette, whatever you would call it. But there are a few fragrances that just don't sit well with me, I guess. So, that's what this video is about. I'm gonna start with one that disappoints me more than anything. And this is Voyage d'Hermès from Hermès. So, this brand, Hermès, makes a lot of great fragrances. They are a very high quality French, I think Parisian perfume brand. But this could be so much better. This is a kind of a citrusy, green, a little bit aquatic sort of note. Meant to be very fresh, very crisp, kind of like summertime, you're at the beach sort of thing. But it's very weak. It smells quite nice. I can imagine myself like with a cold, icy margarita or something at the beach. But it's so weak that it just, like I said, it's disappointing. I would say longevity is between 1 and 2 hours. Really, really weak. Maybe even just 1 hour. It really just vanishes off the face of the earth, off of your skin in mere moments. So if this was stronger, I would love to wear this. I would love, you know, this is great for the summer. But again, longevity. What's the point in buying something if it's not gonna do what it's supposed to do? Stick around. Especially this is like $90 for the full bottle, so you don't want to spend $90 for nothing. But so I would, yeah, this is not gonna be something that continues in my life. This is going to slowly leave. But if it was stronger, it would be so much better. Then, one that I certainly will not be using again. You may have seen this in my videos already. It's kind of hard to see because it's so shiny. This is the Versace Eros Pour Femme, women's version of Versace Eros, which I cannot stand, and I will never wear again because it's more than disappointing. It just makes me angry because this is... Here's the notes. Take a look at these notes. It has the citrus, it has the florals, it has, you know, some wood notes, pomegranate, all that. When you put it on, you don't smell any of that. At least I don't smell any of that. Maybe I'm crazy, but from when I smell this, whenever I put this on, it's pomegranate diluted. Like someone in another room is eating a pomegranate. It's that faint. I don't really get any of the other notes. Like the citrus, the florals, they're so weak. They almost have no part in how this smells. It's just the pomegranate. It's kind of like an artificial, soapy pomegranate, really weak. And the whole scent in general has no longevity. Worse, I would argue, than Voyage d'Hermès. I would say less than 1 hour. 30 minutes, you know? Not great at all. I would not wear this again. This is not great. You know, there are many other options that perform way better than this and smell way better than this if you're looking for something fruity or floral or something along those lines. But yeah, just on its own, just like this, not great at all. At least from my opinion. But then the next one. Now, I would say I have some mixed feelings about this one because I don't dislike it, but it just doesn't quite work. This is 1000 by Jean Patou. This is actually a very nice fragrance. It's very unique. It came out in the 1970s. It's a very, very woody fragrance. Definitely not sweet at all. It's like, imagine dry logs stacked on top of each other, you know, cut down some wood. Very woodsy. Now, I do like woodsy fragrances, but this is kind of like too intense for a woody fragrance because it has several wood notes and that's kind of all you get. And again, I don't dislike this, but You know, this definitely isn't my first choice to wear again if I'm gonna wear a fragrance. This is kind of like at the back, buried under something. You know, this is not my first choice. But if you really enjoy woodsy fragrances, this is a good choice because, like I said, it's kind of that pure woodsy scent. But again, not my go-to option here. Then the next one that I probably would not wear again because there are just better options. This is, of course, Acqua di Gio from Armani. So this is another one that is actually good, but it's kind of too simple and a little too light, very light. That's the main thing I dislike, is that it doesn't have great longevity, maybe between 2, maybe even 4 hours, but really it's usually between 3 and less hours. So it has some nice notes, definitely. This is actually really good for the summertime. It has some rosemary, has some citrus, florals, things like that. But because it's so light, you don't really get the opportunity to experience all of its notes. It kind of fades too quickly before you can experience all of its notes as it evolves on the skin. So I'd probably not wear this again. I would rather, if I was gonna wear something like this, I would go something stronger and something with more distinguishable notes, like a men's fragrance that's similar, maybe Dylan Blue from Versace. That's much stronger and has some similar notes, like the citrus and kind of the aquatic vibe there. Or 40 Knots from Zerjoff, which is also an aquatic sort of fragrance. So, yeah, this is on the back burner here. Then, another one that I probably will never use in the future, or maybe on rare occasion, is Taboo. Now, this is not a bad fragrance. This is actually very nice, but it's extremely spicy. It is musky, spicy, woodsy, smoky, incensey, super heavy. This is all the heavy notes that you can imagine put into one bottle. Now, if you like that, this is the holy grail. And I am actually surprised because I enjoy quite heavy fragrances, especially smoky and ambery ones like this, but this is just a little too strong for me. I feel like if there was a note that kind of smoothed everything out, like maybe a really nice vanilla note or something, or like iris or something to smooth it out, I would definitely like it. It's just too concentrated with its spices. But again, if you're really into spices and incense, this is a really good option. But that's my list. That is the list of fragrances that I'll probably not use again, at least in the immediate future. If you have any opinions about these fragrances, or my opinions on them, of course you can leave those down in the comment section below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.